In this video, I'm going to discuss the importance of creating safety in the body in order to heal. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. For those that are new, my name is Christina and I help empower people on their spiritual and healing journey so they can have a more fulfilling and purposeful driven life. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so you're notified of when I post a video, because it's my mission to share my message to as many people as possible and to support people just like you. So with that bit out of the way, let's get on to the good stuff. So when it comes to healing, we have to remember that when people have gone through a traumatic experience, what can happen is then the body begins to disassociate. If you don't know what disassociation means, it basically means you kind of come out of your body almost and you don't know how to feel. People often become numb because the body doesn't feel safe. When a child or a person experiences such a traumatic experience, the soul just cannot tolerate that amount of fear and trauma. So what happens is we kind of have an out-of-body experience. So in order for our survival, we kind of numb ourselves out so then we can survive. But what happens along the road is that we kind of almost forget to come back into the body because that experience was not safe. So our bodies don't feel safe. So what happens is that our nervous systems are constantly in a dysregulated state. And you may have heard the term the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. And if you want to discover what your dominant inner child wound may be, I have a free inner child wound quiz that you can take that will determine what your dominant inner child wound is. If you have an inner child wound, you may not have one, and you'll be sent a free personalized report about your wound and some steps you can begin to take in order to begin to heal your wounds. This is a fun, simple, really quick quiz, and you can just click the link in the pinned comments below to discover your wound now. And the parasympathetic nervous system is kind of the rest and digest nervous system part of the body, and the sympathetic nervous system is the kind of flight, freeze or fawn response, and we can kind of get stuck in that stress response, particularly if we've been through a lot of trauma going up and you weren't able to create safety in the body. You weren't able to process and finish the emotion. So then it gets stuck and stored in the body. So when that happens, the body becomes this kind of place that we do not feel safe in. And I find it really interesting that when you often ask a person, are you okay? If you feel like they're a bit off, or you just ask somebody, oh, how was your day? Are you okay? People just kind of shrug it off and go, yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm fine. It's because we're almost, I believe, that we don't know how to feel. So we just don't know how to put an emotion onto what we've been asked. And because of the fear of vulnerability and opening up, it kind of shuts us off from really being able to feel and connect to our bodies again. And if a person doesn't feel safe in their body, they disassociate quite often. They might soothe themselves with alcohol to feel something. They might take it up reckless behavior because they want to be able to just feel something because they can't feel their body. And also what can happen is then we get stuck up here in the brain. A person that doesn't create safety in the body will leave all of that, the lower chakras, and come straight up here into the third eye, which will turn them into this kind of a magnetic attraction to people that bring them more shit, and they can pick up on people's energies. They kind of take on board everybody's energies, and when they get stuck up here, what also happens is they get stuck in the logical mind. They get stuck on their stories, they get stuck in victimhood, and or try to just go about their lives with logic, with control, because what they want to do is try and control their reality in order to feel safe, because they don't feel safe in the present moment, which is connecting to the body. Because when we're in the present moment, we can bring awareness to our bodies. So when we're controlling outcomes, that is us projecting into the future, thinking about an outcome. And we can do this in so many ways. We can use people pleasing, we can use like unconscious manipulation to kind of create safety for people to be like have a particular outcome for a particular thought, people to be able to show up in a way in our lives that creates safety, because that's the way we need to feel safe, to feel connected in our lives. But because we're stuck up here with the stories, with the meanings, with the ego, it blocks us from actually healing. When we create safety in the body, it means we're able to drop from the mind into the heart, and then we can begin to feel, to heal. We feel it to heal it, and then we can begin to really process those emotions and finish the emotional cycle that needs to finish in order for it to resolve itself. So when we drop the bullshit stories that keep us up in the mind, the stories playing over and over again, your wounds playing out over again in your head, like, oh my God, this happened to me, oh my God, and my trauma, blah, 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 going over in your head, we're able to come back into the present moment when there's safety in the body. And the ways we create safety in the body is through grounding, feeling structure, feeling strong within the body, holding ourselves, and showing ourselves some self-love and self-compassion. So this often means doing a lot of mirror work, confronting yourself to create the safety. And there are many somatic exercises you can do to create this safety in the body. So I highly recommend just Googling somatic exercises, somatic practices to create safety in the body. And a lot of them will refer to hugging yourself, grounding. You can go outside and ground. You can just put some pressure on the floor beneath your feet, really push it down, so then you feel grounded and connected to the floor. So I hope this video has been really helpful for you in just learning some basic principles about creating safety in the body, so then you can begin to be more embodied, feel more, so then you are able to process and heal old traumas and wounds. If you want to dive deep into the 4 inner child wounds, check out this video here.